I think I'm gonna go up on the next one. 45 ain't gonna hurt me on the next one for sure. And that's when you gotta know too, when you selling yourself a little too short. Don't just keep sitting in the same weight, because the objective is, if you wanna build muscle, you gotta challenge yourself. You gotta damn near go as close to failure as possible. And that's another reason why I always have sometimes those exercises where it's like as many reps as possible. That way you can actually fully exhaust the muscle to get the growth that you want, mainly if you're giving it a proper rest and nourishment. Because remember, it's not just about the training part, it's not just about the nutrition part, and it's not just about the recovery part. It's about all three collectively combined to be able to maximize on your performance as well as your physique. Like I said, do understand if you try to perform a certain way, then naturally your physique will look a certain way as well. But I always try to get y'all to understand too, so many different ways to get in shape. And that's one thing some of y'all need to understand, because everybody want to say, this is the best way to do this. We're not realizing there's so many different ways to get what you want out of your training. And then on top of that, it's all about what works for you and your physique, because like I told y'all before, you can do exactly what I'm doing, but that don't mean that you're going to get the results that I got. But if you effectively challenge yourself in the ways that I do and nourish your body, as well as maximize your rest and recovery, then definitely you'll be that much closer to what you want. But it's all about slow and steady wins the race. That's what I try to get a lot of y'all to understand. Don't just try to force feed yourself to get stronger. 9 out of 10, if you try to get strong in a small amount of time, you get injured. And we all know injuries take a long time to come from. Doesn't matter if it's minor or major. You're gonna have to spend a little bit more time on rehab, when that time that you're spending on rehab could have been a point you could have been changing your physique in the ways that you want, or working yourself towards the way that you want to perform. So do be mindful of that. I'm big on making sure you understand that slow and steady wins the race. Because for me, when I started my fitness journey, there was a lot of people that wanted to get in shape in the same time that I wanted to get in shape. And do understand, I outshined everybody, because my goals were, let me see what I can do. I try to get 1% better every time that I walked into the gym and listen to my body. If there was a point that I got a small injury, because I never had any major injuries outside of like the car accident that I had, or when I broke my finger from doing like a trick on a fucking scooter. But outside of that, all of my injuries have been so minor. But the injuries that I did accumulate sometimes have been because my transition was too fast, meaning I lifted heavy and then I was trying to go into a lot of physical activity that my body was foreign to, instead of slow stepping my body into it. Because I have a tendency of overdoing it, mainly for those who don't understand that I play basketball generally in spring and summer, and I lift heavy in fall and winter. So I want to make sure that they're not contradicting each other. So one thing I try to do, it generally takes me about a month to kind of realign my body to be able to lift as heavy as I want. So, not lift as heavy as I want, but pretty much train the way I want to train when it comes down to basketball, and be fast and efficient without really getting injured. Because you can't lift heavy as hell and play basketball at the same time without having a right system. Your system got to be impeccable to be able to do that. If you really look at basketball, professional athletes, when they play basketball, they don't lift heavy as hell. They do a lot of high intensity interval training. They do a lot of volume exercises that are going to be beneficial towards them being able to maximize on the floor. You don't need to lift 15, you don't need to hip thrust 500 pounds. You don't need to squat 355 pounds in order to be efficient on the court. If anything, that's going to kill your knees. So let's be mindful of those things. Be smart and efficient when it comes down to your transition to how you want to perform or how you want your physique to look. We're going to add another plate and then kind of go from there.